My talk is, and notice how it's worded. And when they asked me to do this, I said, it has to be worded a certain way, the title of my talk. And if you look in the bulletin how it's worded, the supernatural you. Because most people think, but what is super is the natural. See, when we say the word supernatural, we think something that is beyond us when we use the word supernatural. But that's not the meaning of the word. That's why I separated it. It's the supernatural you. What is super in you is the natural. What you were born with. What you have. Not something that someone gives you. Sometimes people have to awaken it in you, but it's in you. I don't give it to you. No one gives it to you. No one gives you what you have. We talk about these 12 powers, which we're going to talk a little bit about order. The 12 powers. Let me tell you, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Buddhist. You can be an atheist and you still have these 12 powers. You see, this is what we don't realize. This is why this is a transcendent church here. Meaning we celebrate our transcendence, means we transcend everything. We transcend religion, we transcend politics, we transcend race, we transcend it all because that's what the natural is. We are perfectly natural. And the natural in us, it is what is powerful. And when we make something else powerful, we take it out of ourselves and make it somewhere else. When we don't recognize where the home base is. The home base is in you, a part of you. You were born with it. I don't care what you name yourself. And let me tell you, when you die, you don't wear the term Christian. And you don't wear the term Muslim. And you don't wear the term, you have no sign that tells you what you were. Right? These are things we create. We made it up in our imagination. Religion comes from a human being. What do you think religions come from? They come from human beings. And what they've done is we've separated. You see, real religion is a practice, not... It's a practice. It is not a belief. When people say to you, what do you believe, brother? They ruined it. They ruined Jesus' teachings. Because he didn't have it. What was his belief? Blessed are the meek. Blessed are the peacemakers. Come on now. What is that? What is that? Is that a belief? Or is that something we possess? Something we possess. Not something that is a belief. We're born with it. We separate everything. You know, I've said this before, and I use it all the time when I teach the Genesis story. You know, I didn't even give you any scriptures. I meant to give you scriptures. I'll quote them. Okay, the two scriptures I had in mind, and then I'll get back to what I'm just leaving you with. The two scriptures I have is Genesis chapter 1, verse 31. Don't read it, just listen to me. Besides, I always translate it a little differently anyway. And God said, that's what it says all through Genesis. But here in the 31st verse, it says, and God saw. What did he see? What did he see? Because you realize God never saw anything. You know, that whole story in Genesis is a story, please. No one was there to see God doing anything. And God just told me, tell him. No one saw God doing anything. it's a way of trying to show, it was the writer was seeing that human beings, he was seeing the earth, he was seeing the heavens, he was seeing in a transcendent state, and he had to tell it in story form. And this is how he tells it. Beautiful. It's a beautiful epic. There is no other epic in the entire Mesopotamian, ancient Near Eastern world that tells it like the scriptures do. Because it uplifts humankind, it uplifts everything that we see. And that's why it says, and God saw that everything that he had made, everything that he had made, what? Behold, it says behold. I love it. I love the Aramaic and the Hebrew, everything. I love to use the word behold. It means look, behold. It was exceedingly, is the Aramaic and Hebrew there. It was exceedingly beautiful. Everything, that means you and me. You, and quit saying you're not beautiful. You are exceedingly beautiful. Because God doesn't make junk. Right? When he made you and me, and we do it through procreation, but it's still God working through us. That's right. That's how we can come here. Otherwise, we can't. Right? And it's beautiful. The way he planned it was beautiful. How could he make anything more exciting? To produce another human being. Right? You got it? You got it. Okay. Exceedingly beautiful. That word, let me tell you, that word, which we translate as good or beautiful, you can translate it either way. What it refers to is a quality. It's a quality. It has a great, in other words, you could also translate it, and it was of great quality. Quality, and that's what we want in life. When you buy things, when you do things, what do you want? Right. No matter what it is, we want quality in our food, because quality in our food makes a quality body. Right? And the more we tamper with our foods, the less quality we have. Okay, so it's a quality. So that's what it was. He was talking about a quality. There's a quality in all the earth. There's a quality in all human beings. This is what it was. And now the other one. And I'm going to quote from the Hebrew. This is not Aramaic. This is Hebrew. Psalm 139:14. Now, if you try to look it up in the Lambda or the Aramaic, it won't read the same. This is Hebrew. In the Hebrew, it reads in 139:14, I will praise thee because I am awesomely and wondrously made. What? I am awesomely and wondrously made. Marvelous are thy works, and my soul rightly knows it. Whoa. Or, and my soul exceedingly knows it. What does that word soul, by the way, means your being. Your being, your entire being knows it. When they say to know in Aramaic and Hebrew, when we use the word know, do you know this? It means, do you know how to add? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? You know, we think of it intellectually. But the word to know in Aramaic and in Hebrew, it's the same, no difference. In Aramaic and Hebrew, the word to know means to be intimately involved in it. to be intimately involved. In other words, you just don't know it mentally. You know it emotionally. You know it in your entire being. That's why it says, when it says, I am wondrously and awesomely made, and my soul, my being, my entire being, not just as a belief system, but my entire being has participated in it. I know it. I am awesome. I am wondrous. Okay, let me tell you, I know we call this new thought. We had to name it. You know, every movement has to have a name. Okay, we talked about the 12 powers. But the 12 powers, as I said, are not exclusive to new thought people. It is for every human being that has these, because it's in our bodies. And we don't respect and love our bodies enough. We don't. We don't respect our bodies enough. I'm glad your bodies are here today. Right? I can see you. Right? You can see me. I can touch you. You can touch me. Our bodies are made awesomely and wondrously, and the 12 powers prove it. It's part of our body. All right, let's take today and this month. What is it? Order. Okay, and what part of the body is it involving? Right here. The navel. And the navel is the introduction to your intestines. Oh, you know, that's one thing we don't talk about. Let me tell you. I said this the last time I spoke here. I talked about over 100 million neurons are in the intestines. Remember? I spoke that last Sunday. It is a whole, in other words, doctors have been calling it a second brain, but it's not, because that still exalts the brain. What you have to realize is that here and here work in tandem. They work in tandem. Your intestines and your brain work together. They work together. The healthier you are here, the healthier you are here. And where is this power? No wonder, you know, it was no accident that Charles Fillmore in meditation got these 12 powers and located them in certain areas of the body. And the first place of order, believe me or not, is your gut. You got to take care of your gut. You don't take care of your gut, you're going to have a messed up brain. Right. They work in tandem. We think the brain is the controller. No, it's not. I got news for you. This does it too. It does it. And this is where order is. Notice what he put there. Order being right here. This is where we need the order. So what you shove down there, better be careful. What you're chomping away on. See, we not only take care of the mental, by taking care of feeding the proper thoughts, but it works in tandem with the intestines. Order must be established here. Must be established in your body. We go all through. Every one of the powers have to do with different areas of the body. But right now we're talking about order. We're talking about where it is. And healing, let me tell you, doesn't start in the brain. Healing starts in your intestines. In your intestines right here. And you know, when you feel things at its deepest level, where do you feel it? Come on now, where? Yeah, in your intestines, right? When you really are happy and thrilled, let me tell you what the body does. We are awesomely and wondrously made. Love your body. Love what it does. Let me tell you, every time, even sitting here and you hear the truth and hear the singing, something physiological takes place in your body, and it begins to make changes in your cells and in your neurons and everything in you. You don't realize it, but when we come together and share together, things are happening to you as you're sitting right there in the seats. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something happens to you. And this is proven scientifically. What happens? The moment you feel like you feel love here, don't you? You could just love everybody, hug everybody. Well, maybe one or two you might not, but you basically feel love here, right? Right? And so, because when you have that, when you feel that, notice what I'm saying, when you feel it, I know we put down on emotions, but emotions are so very, very important. I'm so glad I was brought up in an Italian family. Our emotions are out there all the time. So when I got here, I was perfectly at home. People said to me, "You're going to be in a African-American church? You know how they carry on?" I said, "Yeah, just like I would." That's exactly what I told them. I said, "I love it because we feel it and we express it. I'd hate to feel it and not express it. Wouldn't you hate to have all that feeling in you when you're just keeping it in, brother?" Let me tell you what happens to us physiologically. The moment you touch someone, the moment you shake their hands, something takes place physiologically in you. And I'm going to tell you what it is. We release a hormone. We release a hormone. And that hormone is called oxytocin. I'm going to name it for you. It's called oxytocin. You see, God knew when he made our body what to do, see? And that's spelled Oxytocin, oxytocin. It is the number one. They used to only use it, they only used to express this notion about this hormone when a mother breastfeeds her child. When she breastfeeds her child, the oxytocin is revealed. That is between the child and the mother. And a bonding takes place. It's the hormone. In fact, they used to call this hormone the cuddle hormone. You know, and when you cuddle with someone, come on now. You don't cuddle? God help you. You've missed a lot. You've missed a lot. You've missed a lot. When you cuddle, you release this hormone called oxytocin. But that's all the medical used to do. Now they realize how limited they were in their thinking. They didn't realize how much more it gets released. We have it naturally in us. When you reach the age 40, it begins to die out. Ooh. Where are some young people? Give me some of that oxytocin. But they have made a thing you breathe in, what do they call that? Inhaler, thank you. Inhaler where you can breathe in the oxytocin. But they also found out now that you don't have to worry about an inhaler because meditation releases the oxytocin as well. Ooh, or don't you love your body? Come on now, love your body. Realize who you are and what you are. And you don't have to be a special person that isn't of a special religion. These are imaginary things we created in our minds. All right, you've heard me say this illustration. This is what I didn't finish a while ago because I wanted to quote the scripture. You know, the earth. You know, and we talk about, right here we are, we're in Georgia. We're in Georgia, right? Oh. And then we go so many miles and cross over into Alabama, right? You think the dirt knows that? Right. Come on now. We name these things. And then we feel secure. Ooh, I'm a Georgian. Who did that? Did the earth say, yes, this earth is Georgia. And now because you're living here and you're part of it here, you are Georgian. And the other one says, I'm Alabama, I'm Alabama, I'm Alabama. That's exactly what we've done with religion. I'm Christian. I'm Muslim. I'm Buddhist. What baloney and hogwash. And this business, let's make America great. You know what makes America great? You and me, not politicians, not religions, not anyone. You and I make America great. Listen to these darn politicians drive me nuts. All of them up there, they sound like a bunch of preachers in their own denomination. Not with the people. We make America great. Government's supposed to represent us. Huh? Do they? No, they don't. They represent special interests. They've sold their souls. That's why we have the problems we do. Government isn't going to solve it. We have to solve it. Our greatness is our humanity. It's what we are now. It's what we are now. Healing. God put this healing in us. Let's get back to the oxytocin. I only did it to try to erase, but I did that detour to erase lines in our minds. We create these lines. God only knows one thing. We're all his children. Even the messy ones. Even the horrible ones. We're all his children. We're all one. We're all one. When one part of humanity goes wild, that hurts humanity. It hurts humanity. It hurts me. It hurts you. When I see the suffering going on there, we can't get along. We just can't. Nations fighting each other. You know, we'll never have unity in belief. Listen to what I'm saying. We'll never have unity in belief. Then where will we have unity? We have unity knowing your flesh. I'm flesh. You have a heart. I have a heart. You have feelings. I have feelings. I feel love. You feel love, right? This is where we have our unity. I want to be healthy. Do you want to be healthy? Right? I want to prosper. Do you want to prosper? Yes. This is where we will have unity and harmony. As long as we think my ideology is greater than your ideology, we'll have war, we'll have hatred, we'll have prejudice, we'll have bigotry, we'll have racism, we'll have sexual differences. We carry on with all that stuff. Oh, I tell you, our unity lies within the bosoms of our own hearts and souls and minds and spirit. That's where it's at. It's nowhere else. It's not in government. It's not in churches. It's not in belief systems. It's in your heart, my heart, our hearts. Oh, that's where healing is. That's where healing is. Jesus gave us a parable. Do I have a little more to go? Jesus gave us a parable. It was called the Good Samaritan. But originally, the word Samaritan wasn't there at all. It just was a man. Huh? It was Luke that inserted Samaritan. So, someone got robbed, thrown on the side, and something happened. Along came a Levite. You know, that's the special tribe from Moses. Levites came along and, ooh, too bad, and walked on. And the other was a priest. Let me tell you, both of those, Levite and the priest, were bound by religious belief. In the Bible, you cannot touch a dead person. You cannot touch a bloody person. So, the Levite was right when they said, because his conscience knew what the law said. You cannot touch that body. It's bloody. It's on the side of the road. Right? Just like today. They couldn't issue marriage license to gay people. Why? Because according to on God's authority. And I had to laugh when she said it. What do you mean? You mean biblical authority, the way you're interpreting the Bible. It's not God's authority. God is bigger than the book. God is greater than the book. Oh, I'm in trouble today. We've got to recognize that God is greater than Quran. God is greater than the Holy Bible. God is greater than any book that people put out or write out or anything. It's got to be greater because we have to transcend it. And that's the only way we're going to have harmony, love, peace, and health. We need health. And along came a man who knew the law but wasn't bound by it. You know what I have against? Yes, here in America, we love to say, well, everyone has a right to believe what they want to believe, which is true. I believe that, yeah. You have a right to believe the moon is green cheese if you want to. You have a right to believe. All right, where I say, even though that woman has a right to believe in her conviction that she felt she would do it, because she says it's a sin. It's a sin. Oh, God. Oh, what we call sin. What is sin is how I separate myself from you. sin brings separation. The roots of sin is separation. And the moment I separate from you, the moment I do that, I am in error. That's what sin means, error. That's what it means, an error. And the moment that, so sin brings separation from God, separation from you and me, our ideas. These are our ideas. But the worst thing of all, it shut up that woman's compassion. She could not have compassion. And she's even trying to reduce the name off of her name off of the licenses. You see, and she belongs to apostolic. Oh, I love it. The moment I say apostolic, apostle. That's why Paul, all the time, every time he opened the letter, said, and Paul, an apostle of Jesus Christ. He had to say, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle. In every one of his letters, he opened, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle. Why? Why? Because he wasn't one of the 12. And you know what apostle simply means? It means a sent one, an envoy, a messenger. But churches love to talk about apostolic succession. Ooh, our church has apostolic succession. And this woman belongs to an apostolic church. Don't you see it gave it power? That word apostle, and that's Greek. That's Greek. That's not even the language of Jesus or what they wrote in. Nothing like that. That's Greek. Boy, is it Greek. It's very Greek. Apostolos. I am an apostolos. I like the way it sounds in Aramaic. Shliha. Shliha. Shliha means a sent one. A sent one. And what Jesus, when he gathered the 12, he was gathering them as sent ones, not apostolic to create an apostolic succession. Don't you see? That again is exalting, putting one above another. And what was Jesus saying all the time when he gathered his disciples together? That you what? Serve one another. What does apostleship have to do with that? No. Apostleship means I sit in the seat of authority. You better listen to me. I am apostle. And Paul, in all of his letters, had to defend himself. But that was his thorn in the flesh. He wasn't a sick man. People think, oh, he was a sickly man. No, his thorn in the flesh is because people refused to acknowledge his apostleship. The Jewish followers of Jesus didn't acknowledge his apostleship. Yet today we worship him. He is greater than Jesus according to New Testament doctrine and teaching in all of our churches. Paul has usurped Jesus. He has. He's usurped Jesus. He didn't intend that, but that's what's happened. He never sat under Jesus. He didn't know how simple Jesus was. Remember what I told you? I have one thing against Jesus. Too simple. Too simple. But we don't have to worry about that because the church took care of that later. Right? We complicated it. Just look at how simple this is this morning. How simple when we put ourselves in the truth of what we are. And therefore you're open to everyone. I won't let a Muslim separate me. I won't let a Baptist separate me, although they want to. And so a woman's in the pulpit. So what? So what? And the president saying he's a Muslim. Well, what if he were? So what? So what? So what? People are afraid. They're afraid if they cross the line, they will no longer be a Georgian, but in Alabama. we worship our lines of division. Be it religious, be it political, be it anything you want to name it, national or race. We love those lines, and they keep the wall up. And just like the flag, you can take down the flag in South Carolina, but you can't take the flag out of people's hearts, because that's where the line is. It's in their minds, it's in their hearts, it's in their mentality. And what religion was supposed to do, it's supposed to serve us. That is, help us get along with each other. And has it done that? No. It helps us kill each other, hate each other, as the psalmist says. You know, that very psalm that I was reading from, 139, it says, and I hate those who hate you, and I hate them with a perfect hatred. I'm quoting a psalm. That very one I just read from, 139, read the last few verses. And I hate them with a perfect hatred. This is the word of God. And I'm sure God is upset. I'm sure God is wringing his hands over, you know, people handing out marriage licenses. Right? Oh, come on now. Oh, we refuse to acknowledge that we're human beings, which God said, let us make humanity our image. He didn't say, let us make bugs our image. He said, let us make humanity our image and likeness. So I respect and love my body. And even my passion and my sexuality, however it may express itself, as long as I don't impose it. Impose it. And that's what lines try to do. Ideology tries to impose. What is ISIS? ISIS is nothing but an ideology, and it's so strong that they're willing to kill any human being that does not come under that ideology. How can you call that a religion? I call that murder and making it spiritual. It is. It is violence spiritualized. Violence spiritualized. And we do it in the Christian faith too. Because the moment I say you don't accept Jesus as your Savior, you're going to hell. That is mental, psychological violence done to other people. Jesus never said such things. I hope you forgive me for speaking so plainly this morning. But I tell you, in meditation, this keeps getting stronger and stronger. I meditate every day, and I meditate for Hillside right here, that more and more people will come in and be exposed. People who aren't afraid of truth and don't want to stay in their bigotry and in their prejudice and in their fear. This is a place where there is no fear, where love dominates, where truth dominates. There are no divisions. We are one, we are together, and we love each other.